second half last match. Can you talk a little bit about what the season's been like for you personally, and then how preparations are going for Chicago this weekend?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, for me personally, not as good as I wanted it to be, especially coming off injury, being out for like 5 months. So I definitely wanted to make a bigger impact. But since coming back from injury, it's been good, and the group has really been there to encourage me. So, I think there's positives in that. And then coming back and being able to get minutes, that's what I wanted. So it's been good coming back. But personally, I did want to make a bigger impact, but just focus on Saturday, and that's what the whole group is about, where we have the mindset to go and win on the weekend, and so that's where we're at, just working and preparing for the weekend.
Great, thank you. We'll start with questions in the room. Ben?
Yeah, Julian, I'm just kind of curious. It's kind of new territory for Nashville, kind of just being out of the playoffs before the season's over. From your perspective, kind of what's it like preparing for Saturday's game, knowing that ultimately it's not going to make a difference in the final stand?
Yeah, I mean, of course we want to be competing in the playoffs. We're a team that wants to go out and compete every day. But at the end of the day, the weekend is another opportunity to compete. And so our mindset doesn't change. It's to go out, compete, implement the way we play, and go and get a win. That's what we want to do. So that's how we're going to prepare to do it.
Go ahead, Ben, if you have another.
And then you kind of just mentioned the season and maybe wanting to have a little bit more of an impact. Do you feel like the last couple of weeks have just kind of been a positive for you, kind of showing the impact that you can make looking forward to next year?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. And I mean, my conversations with BJ, I just said, I want to put my head down and work and improve what I can do, especially being out for so long. It's always difficult. But the main point was just to go out and work, learn what I can. It's a great group of guys that I can learn from. Guys ahead of me like Shaq, who's been in very important tournaments, national team, and for clubs. So, it's just an opportunity for me to learn and grow. And so that's what I've been trying to embrace.
Claudio?
Julian, obviously from outside looking in, people watch it and feel the game differently. But in your case as a player, how far do you think Nashville was in terms of performance from actually reaching the playoffs?
I mean, it was in our hands. It was right there. And we had games where we showed that we can be a high-level club, and I think we're definitely capable of that. And it's just a matter of being able to do that consistently over a stretch of games. And so as we continue to work, we're going to continue to implement the way we play. And, the culture here is a winning culture, and that's what we're going to try and do each day we come out onto the field. And so playoffs was definitely in our reach, and we're a club that can get there for sure and go far in them.
How far do you think the team reached in terms of learning and understanding what BJ wants from you in the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's been sort of a quick turnaround. I mean, he's been here maybe since the summer. So, I think there are a lot of principles we're still sort of understanding, but the culture and the way that BJ wants to play, I think everyone is bought in. Everyone's embracing it, and so everyone's on the same page.
Jacob?
Yeah. Julian, I guess, how much does it help you in your own personal development that BJ has trusted you the way he has down the stretch, with a lot of minutes in key games? I guess what do you feel you were maybe able to do to earn that trust, seeing as you mentioned you were injured for so much of the season and didn't really have a lot to show on film or in games before that?
Right. I mean, confidence from the coach and just the trust that he gives you, especially as a young player, it just kind of gives you the green light to just say, okay, I'm going to go and get it. And so in our conversations, he's just kind of instilled that confidence in me just to play the way I play, not to try and play any way that, isn't to my strengths, but just to continue to learn in the ways that I can improve and continue to do the things I do well. And so that definitely helps, especially coming off an injury and being young, just to have that confidence, just to play free and just to play my game. And so it definitely helps just to sort of, not have me overthink and that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I guess if you could put maybe a number on it or like maybe a percentage on it, is there how much of what BJ is trying to do here at Nashville, how much of his systems, his game plan do you feel you've been able to unlock in maybe a percentage figure? Do you how much of that do you feel the team has been able to achieve so far under him?
I think we've been able to achieve a lot. I don't know if I can put a number on it per se. I think each day we're trying to build off of good days every day. So I think there's a whole lot more that we can unlock. But at the same time, I think we've shown a tremendous amount of growth in the direction that we want to go.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions on the Zoom. Reminder, use the hand raise function if you have one. We'll start with Valera.
Hey, Julian. Sorry if you already answered this. We can't really hear you, so I'm going to ask it. But if you already answered, just let me know. But has there been any sort of explanation on whether or not you'll be with the first team coming up next year, or are you going to be still splitting time, or where's that going? Thank you.
Yeah, it's basically up to me on how that goes. And so my plan and my mentality is that I'm going to be up here. And so that's what I want to do. And that's here with Nashville on the first team is where I want to be.
Go ahead, Blair, if you have another. And if there are audio issues, we'll obviously be sending this around after. So you guys will have everything then. But go ahead, Blair, if you have another.
Yeah, but just for the immediate, this upcoming Chicago match, how are the preparations for that different than any other match, or are you just kind of business as usual?
It's business as usual. The mindset doesn't change, just to prepare as well as we can. And it's another game to compete, and we want to win. So it's the same mindset as any other game.